There's one woodworking program that keeps getting recommended in comment sections, forums, and DIY groups, over and over, by people who've never met each other. That kind of repeated, unpaid recommendation made me suspicious enough to actually buy it myself, go through everything inside, and put together the honest breakdown almost nobody bothers to make. What's actually in it, what it's genuinely good at, where it falls short, and whether it's actually worth the asking price. This is Ted's Woodworking, and here's exactly what 54,000 other buyers have already gotten access to. The program was put together by Ted McGrath, a woodworker who spent over 2 decades building furniture and teaching others to do the same. The core of what you're paying for is a library of more than 16,000 woodworking plans, covering everything from small decor pieces to full furniture builds, outdoor structures like sheds and pergolas, and storage solutions, sorted by project type, skill level, and the tools required. So you're not digging through thousands of files just to find something you can actually build this weekend. Here's the actual problem this solves. And if you've ever built anything from a free online plan, you already know it. Most free woodworking tutorials look complete until you're halfway through a cut, and then you realize the measurements don't quite line up, a step is missing entirely, or the finished photo doesn't match what the instructions actually described. You end up guessing, wasting a board or two figuring it out the hard way, and either finishing something slightly wrong or giving up on the project completely. That's not a woodworking skill problem. That's a plan quality problem. And it's the single biggest reason people quietly abandon DIY furniture projects after one bad experience. Every plan in this library includes a full cut list, a materials list, step-by-step instructions, and diagrams showing exactly how each piece fits together before you ever pick up a saw. That last part matters more than it sounds. Seeing the finished structure broken down piece by piece ahead of time is what actually prevents the classic "wait, that doesn't look right" moment halfway through a build. Beyond the plans themselves, there are a few bonuses worth knowing about specifically because they add real, separate value on their own. The package includes a DWG and CAD plan viewer, letting you open, edit, and customize any plan's technical drawings. Comparable design software normally runs into the hundreds of dollars on its own, so if you ever want to tweak a plan's dimensions to fit your exact space, this alone is a genuinely useful inclusion, not just filler. There's also a library of over 150 video tutorials covering both basic techniques for people who've never held a circular saw and more advanced joinery methods for people further along, plus a guide aimed at woodworkers who want to eventually sell what they build, covering the basics of pricing and marketing handmade furniture. Access is a one-time payment rather than a subscription, currently sitting at $67, which includes lifetime access to the plan library along with free monthly updates as new projects get added over time. So the 16,000 number isn't necessarily where it stays. It's also backed by a 60-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee, which matters here specifically because it means you can actually go through a chunk of the library, try building something, and still get a full refund if it isn't what you expected. For a digital product like this, that's a meaningfully low-risk way to test it before committing. Now, the honest part almost every glowing review skips. With 16,000 plans contributed and refined over more than 2 decades, quality across the entire library isn't perfectly uniform. Some plans are more polished and detailed than others, which is nearly unavoidable at this scale. The realistic way to use it isn't to browse randomly hoping for the best, but to search specifically for the project you actually want to build, check that particular plan's detail level, and go from there. Used that way, the sheer size of the library stops being overwhelming and becomes exactly what it's supposed to be, a shortcut past the guesswork, not a replacement for picking the right plan for your skill level. Worth putting the price in context, too. A single detailed woodworking plan from a specialty magazine or an independent designer commonly runs anywhere from $5 to $20 each. And that's for one project, not 16,000. Buying even a modest personal library of well-drafted plans one at a time, the traditional way, would cost several times the one-time price here before you'd built more than a handful of pieces. That's really the actual value comparison worth making. rather than comparing it to free plans scattered across random blogs and forums, since those aren't actually free once you account for wasted materials and redone cuts from missing steps. Who this is genuinely built for: complete beginners who want a guided starting point instead of designing their own joinery from scratch, and intermediate woodworkers who mainly want a faster way to skip the design phase and get straight to building. If you're already an advanced furniture maker designing your own original pieces, the core value here shifts more toward the sheer volume of ideas and the CAD software than toward the instructions themselves, since you likely don't need hand-holding on basic joinery anymore. The video library deserves a specific mention too, since it's easy to overlook next to 16,000 plans. Watching a technique performed, rather than only reading a diagram, closes a real gap for visual learners. Seeing exactly how a joint gets clamped or how a cut is angled prevents a lot of the small mistakes that written instructions alone can't fully convey, no matter how detailed the diagram is. So after actually going through the library, building from a couple of the plans myself, and weighing the bonuses against the $67 price tag, here's my honest final verdict on whether this is actually worth buying. My honest take: TedsWoodworking is a real, legitimate product, not a scam, and it does exactly what it says on the label. It removes the guesswork from woodworking by handing you a finished plan instead of making you design one from scratch. It's not going to turn you into a master craftsman overnight, and it won't make every single one of 16,000 plans a 5-star experience. But for the actual price of a one-time $67 payment, backed by a 60-day money-back guarantee, the realistic downside is close to zero, and the upside is a library most hobbyist woodworkers will never fully work through in a lifetime. If you've been putting off building something because you didn't want to guess your way through mismatched measurements and missing steps, this removes that specific excuse. And if you already build regularly and just want a faster way to skip the design phase, the sheer volume plus the CAD software, comparable standalone design software commonly runs close to $2,000, makes this an easy addition to your workflow rather than a replacement for it. Worth knowing before you decide: the current $67 pricing is explicitly listed as a launch-style rate on the official page, with the stated plan to raise it in stages as more people buy in. That's not a countdown timer gimmick. It's stated directly on the sales page itself. So if you're on the fence, checking the current price sooner rather than later is a reasonable move. Either way, the link to check out TedsWoodworking directly is in the description and the pinned comment below, along with the current price and the guarantee details straight from the official page. Go look at the plan categories yourself before deciding. That's really the fastest way to know if this fits what you actually want to build next.